The Bible said, do not put your trust in men. It's pretty specific. Why? Well, because everybody can be compromised except you.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in God, then it's pretty messed up, because now you only got you to believe in.
In an unexpected and explosive revelation, Cat Williams has come forward with shocking claims about Joel Osteen, accusing the mega pastor of dark secrets and involvement in massive scams. The controversial comedian has stirred up the entertainment and religious world with his bold accusations, leaving many to question what lies beneath the polished exterior of one of the most influential figures in modern Christianity. Cat Williams is no stranger to controversy. Over the years, the comedian has become known for his unfiltered opinions and no-holds-barred approach to addressing everything from race relations to Hollywood's elite. His outspoken nature has often thrust him into the spotlight for all the right and sometimes wrong reasons. Now, Williams has turned his attention to a different figure, Joel Osteen, the well-known televangelist and author who commands a global following through his megachurch and best-selling books. With millions of people watching, Osteen has built a reputation as a motivational speaker and pastor, drawing large crowds to his services and a significant following worldwide. His carefully curated image of prosperity and positivity has made him a household name. But what happens when that image is shattered? What happens when a prominent figure like Williams, known for his biting criticism of the entertainment and religious elites, calls out Osteen in such a public and explosive manner? Williams has claimed that Osteen is hiding darker secrets that could rock the very foundations of the prosperity gospel and reveal a much more sinister side to the televangelist's empire. From hidden financial schemes to alleged personal scandals, Williams is prepared to expose it all. As we delve deeper into the claims Williams has made, the impact of these revelations cannot be understated. True, they have the potential to shatter the public perception of Osteen and challenge the legitimacy of the entire megachurch movement. These bombshell allegations could also force a reckoning for the world of televangelism, as its financial practices and transparency come under intense scrutiny. Stay tuned as we explore Williams' accusations in detail and unpack the consequences this could have for Osteen's empire, his reputation, and the religious community as a whole. Joel Osteen is one of the most recognized and controversial figures in modern Christianity. As the pastor of Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas, Osteen leads one of the largest Protestant congregations in the United States, with an estimated 40,000 members attending services every week. His journey to fame began when he took over the church in 1999 after the sudden death of his father, John Osteen, who founded the church. Joel's natural charisma and magnetic presence allowed him to grow Lakewood into a multi-million-dollar enterprise, while his church's services and events attract a diverse audience. Osteen's reach extends far beyond the walls of Lakewood. As a best-selling author, Osteen has sold millions of copies of his books, including Your Best Life Now and Become a Better You. His books, centered around positive thinking and the power of faith, have been translated into multiple languages and remain highly popular among his global audience. In addition to his books, Osteen's televised services, which are broadcasted in over 100 countries, have helped him cultivate a worldwide following. His uplifting messages have attracted millions of viewers, particularly in the United States, cementing his place as one of the most influential televangelists of the 21st century. Osteen's financial success has been immense, thanks, in part, to his church's large congregation and the sale of his books and merchandise. His lavish lifestyle, including a multi-million-dollar mansion in Houston, luxurious travels, and designer clothes, has made him a polarizing figure, especially among critics of the prosperity gospel. Joel Osteen's public image is largely shaped by his role as a motivational speaker, offering a feel-good message that emphasizes God's promises of prosperity, success, and personal happiness. This message resonates strongly with his followers, many of whom attend his services seeking spiritual guidance while striving to improve their financial and personal circumstances. Osteen's focus on positive confession and the belief that faith can lead to material wealth has drawn millions of adherents who are drawn to his philosophy of living one's best life. However, this emphasis on prosperity has also generated significant controversy. Critics argue that Osteen's teachings lean heavily on the idea that faith is a transactional relationship with God, one that promises worldly rewards for belief and devotion. This approach is central to the prosperity gospel, which has been criticized for focusing on material gain rather than spiritual growth. Osteen's message, often described as self-help wrapped in scripture, has been seen by some as an exploitation of vulnerable individuals seeking hope in difficult circumstances. The most common criticism of Osteen's ministry is his lavish lifestyle. His mansion, worth an estimated $10 million, has drawn criticism due to its opulence, especially given the large donations his church receives from its followers. Osteen's decision to keep his finances private while leading a multi-million-dollar operation has left many wondering about the church's transparency and where the donations are going. Furthermore, Osteen has been criticized for his reluctance to speak on social justice issues or take a definitive stance on political matters. His stance on such issues has often been viewed as passive, leading some to accuse him of prioritizing his own wealth and influence over addressing societal problems. Osteen's career has been consistently scrutinized by both religious critics and secular media. Critics argue that Osteen's teachings distort the Christian message by focusing too heavily on wealth, success, and personal gain. Prominent Christian leaders like Russell Moore and other theologians have expressed concern about the prosperity gospel and the commercialization of religion, with Osteen's ministry often cited as the prime example. Critics have accused him of misusing the Christian faith to sell hope and promote consumerism, creating an environment where followers believe that their worth is tied to their material success. Publicly, Osteen has faced backlash for his reluctance to open the doors of his church in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey in 2017, when floodwaters devastated Houston. Osteen's church initially remained closed, leading to widespread criticism from the media and the public, especially as the church's size and resources could have been leveraged to provide aid. Osteen later defended his decision, explaining that the church's facilities weren't accessible. But the controversy significantly impacted his public image. Accusations of financial misconduct and unethical fundraising practices have also followed him throughout his career. Some former church members have claimed that Osteen's church has misled donors by making them believe that large sums of money are needed to receive blessings and divine favor. Others argue that the millions of dollars raised through donations aren't properly allocated or used for charitable purposes, further fueling skepticism about the transparency of Osteen's financial operations. Despite the controversies, Osteen has continued to enjoy widespread success, with his television program reaching millions of viewers worldwide and his books remaining bestsellers. His ability to maintain a loyal following amid such criticism has demonstrated the immense power and influence he wields as a public figure. Whether through his uplifting messages or the wealth he's accumulated, Osteen's career remains a testament to his personal branding as a preacher of prosperity and hope. However, as allegations against him continue to surface, the debate over his true role in the religious community continues to evolve. Cat Williams, the controversial comedian known for his unfiltered humor and bold opinions, has recently escalated a public feud with Joel Osteen, the famous televangelist and pastor of Lakewood Church. The roots of this confrontation can be traced back to Williams' growing skepticism about patosism, about Osteen's prosperity gospel, and his deepening concerns regarding patosis. And we all may come, like, look at this. And we all know I've been exploring that. And we all know I've been exploring that path. We be on a pretation to a bees at patosis cumbrin, with bequator iths, be with chf, with chs, conflied contami tenq psyqual with con. I fee with they with can we to see can see on with our I key call keys to see to we see you can you we to see you we can to spin with you kickers can got you the you I could cut a q could catch it you kick to wick kick affect vick cacatic I will you cutty will we kick good week I have to quick I got I we the ethics of Osteen's ministry. While Williams has often spoken out about various injustices in the entertainment industry, his critiques of Osteen seem to be more personal, targeting what Williams views as the exploitation of vulnerable followers through deceptive religious practices. The feud began to gain public attention after Williams accused Osteen of perpetuating financial scams in his ministry, charging that the church's teachings were nothing more than a guise for making money. According to Williams, Osteen is far less concerned with delivering spiritual guidance than he is with maintaining the financial success of his megachurch, which brings in millions of dollars in donations each year. Williams has cited his personal interactions with Osteen and his church as a key reason for his accusations. While it's unclear whether the two ever had direct professional dealings, Williams claims that he witnessed firsthand the ways in which people, particularly vulnerable individuals, were taken advantage of for financial gain. Williams' decision to go public with his accusations was likely driven by a combination of personal frustration and a growing sense of moral responsibility. As a public figure, Williams has long been outspoken on issues of exploitation, and he appears to view Osteen's ministry as a prime example of this. The comedian has repeatedly criticized the extravagant lifestyles of televangelists and has called out what he views as hypocrisy within the religious community, with Osteen being one of the most prominent targets. In many of his public statements, Williams has positioned himself as a voice for those who have been taken advantage of by religious figures like Osteen.cat. Williams has been relentless in his public attacks on Joel Osteen, accusing him of using religion to exploit his followers for personal financial gain. According to Williams, Osteen's ministry operates like a well-oiled money-making machine that preys on people's desperation for spiritual solace. He claims that Osteen manipulates his congregants into giving large sums of money by promising them divine rewards in return. This idea, central to the prosperity gospel, suggests that by sowing financial seeds, i.e., making donations, individuals will receive miraculous returns, whether in the form of wealth, health, or other blessings. Williams further accuses Osteen of using his popularity to build an empire where profits take precedence over people's well-being. The church's services, media presence, and merchandise sales reportedly serve as a major source of income. According to Williams, this system of exploitation has created a toxic environment in which Osteen's followers are encouraged to prioritize material wealth and personal success, often at the cost of their spiritual and emotional well-being. In this context, Williams' accusations suggest that Osteen's ministry operates more like a corporate business than a genuine religious institution. The comedian's critiques also touch upon the ethical concerns surrounding Osteen's financial practices. Williams claims that Osteen and his church leaders have been involved in questionable financial dealings, including the potential misuse of church funds. He alludes to how the wealth generated from the church's operations is not being utilized for the greater good of the community or the betterment of society, but rather to sustain Osteen's luxurious lifestyle. This, Williams argues, is the ultimate betrayal of the principles of Christianity. Williams' comments are particularly damning when it comes to Osteen's lavish lifestyle, which has frequently been the subject of public scrutiny. Williams claims that while Osteen's followers are being urged to donate, Osteen himself is living a life of excess, with his mansion, private jets, and designer clothing standing in stark contrast to the poverty-stricken lives of many of his congregants. So far, Cat Williams has provided little in terms of concrete evidence to back up his accusations. However, he has consistently referred to his personal experiences and observations as the foundation for his claims. As someone who has spent years in the public eye and has been embroiled in his own controversies, Williams has positioned himself as a whistleblower on issues related to corruption, exploitation, and injustice. While his statements have been powerful, critics argue that without hard evidence such as leaked documents or testimonies from church insiders, his allegations may fall flat. Nonetheless, Williams' allegations have sparked a renewed interest in Osteen's ministry and the broader issues surrounding televangelism. The comedian's claims have resonated with many who have long been critical of Osteen's wealth and the practices associated with prosperity gospel. This renewed scrutiny has prompted calls for greater transparency in how religious institutions, particularly those led by prominent figures like Osteen, manage their finances. As for Joel Osteen, neither he nor his representatives have directly addressed Williams' accusations. However, Osteen has consistently defended his ministry and his teachings, asserting that his success is a result of faith and hard work. He has also emphasized the charitable efforts of his church, including the various outreach programs and disaster relief initiatives supported by Lakewood Church. Nevertheless, Williams' comments add fuel to the ongoing debate over the ethics of prosperity gospel and the responsibility of religious leaders to act in the best interests of their followers. At the time of writing, there is no official response from Osteen or Lakewood Church regarding the specific claims made by Cat Williams. However, as the controversy continues to unfold, it seems likely that Osteen will be forced to address these allegations. Whether in public statements or through legal channels, Cat Williams' explosive accusations against Joel Osteen have sparked a new round of scrutiny on the televangelist ministry. Williams has called out Osteen for manipulating his followers with promises of prosperity while exploiting them financially. He claims Osteen's focus on wealth and success undermines the true principles of faith and spirituality. The allegations also highlight the troubling connection between celebrity, religion, and money, as Osteen's lifestyle and business empire appear at odds with the teachings he espouses. This public confrontation shines a light on the shady practices that some televangelists like Osteen may be engaging in under the guise of faith. The controversy surrounding Osteen and Williams is a microcosm of the larger issue of financial exploitation in the name of religion. Prosperity gospel, which preaches that wealth is a sign of divine favor, has long been a point of contention. Critics argue that it manipulates vulnerable individuals, encouraging them to give away their money with the hope of receiving miracles in return. This practice raises ethical questions about the responsibilities of religious leaders and the ways in which they influence their followers' lives, especially when significant wealth is involved. The ethics of televangelism, especially as it intersects with celebrity culture, have been increasingly called into question. In a world where power, money, and faith often collide, the case of Cat Williams versus Joel Osteen represents a troubling glimpse into the intersection of celebrity and religion. As these scandals unfold, they could reshape public perceptions of religious figures and the megachurches they lead. As followers continue to place their trust in these figures, it's important to ask, how much power should one person hold over the beliefs and finances of their followers? And how can we navigate the fine line between faith and exploitation? This ongoing controversy forces us to confront these questions and consider the true role of religious leaders in society.